Hello, this is Jordan, and this video is being recorded on the late morning of Friday, May 7th, 2021. Thank you for joining me today. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. And in this video, I am going to discuss why and how Bitcoin might hold the key to gold's next move. So first, let's take a look at Bitcoin as is. This is a weekly candle chart with the equivalent of the 200-day moving average there. And we've included the zoom thumbnail there on the right, which is a nice function of these charts. And first, the price is way above the moving average, and it has been for quite some time, almost since the end of last summer. Hasn't even come close to coming back to that moving average. So at best, the best case scenario would be some kind of bullish consolidation here because it's just so overbought. And some other things we can see. Second thing is look at the volume there. The volume is starting to decline. So the market is getting kind of tired. There's less interest in it, or at least the interest has declined from where it was several months ago. Now, the most important thing here, I'd say, is if you just analyze the recent candles since the end of February, and again, go there to the top right to look at the candles. I mean, there's some strong black candles there, and there's also several doji candles. And doji candles, doji, it's another word for a tail. So you can see the candles with the long tails there on the top or either on the bottom, but here we can see two or three significant ones where there's a long tail on the top. And so that, along with those strong black candles, those are signs of distribution. So that's selling. That's selling into strength. Now, Bitcoin hasn't broken down yet, but it's definitely, I mean, it's really overbought. It's starting to get tired. We're seeing some signs of distribution. So people need to be on guard there for downside potential over the weeks and months ahead. And if you look at around the 30,000 level, the 200-day moving average is around there. It's also the 62% retracement from the COVID low in 2020. And I mean, that can take some time to get to that level. It doesn't mean it's going to happen in a month or two. But I would just be wary of a potential top in Bitcoin at some point. Maybe it's already happened there with that spike above 60,000. But it's not confirmed yet. Now, let's do some intermarket analysis. So here we have Bitcoin. This is a daily line chart, by the way, of everything. Bitcoin at the top, S&P 500 in the middle, and then we have gold at the bottom. And I use two vertical lines. You have the major top in Bitcoin at the very end of 2017, and then you kind of have a secondary top there in the middle of 2019. Now, 2017 was a really, really good year for the stock market and pretty much everything. And Bitcoin, after rising for several years up to that point, I mean, you can see it really started to go parabolic in 2017, right along with a very strong stock market. And in 2018, after the peak in Bitcoin, the stock market peaked a month later. Then it had a 12% correction. Then it had a decent rebound, but then it had a 20% correction at the end of the year. And interestingly, the stock market's peaked there in September. That coincided with the bottom in gold. I mean, that 2018 bottom in gold, that's been the most significant bottom since 2016. So in the last 5 years, that's the most significant bottom. So that occurred several months, we can say 7 or 8 months after the peak in Bitcoin. So you had a peak in Bitcoin, you had eventual interim peak in the stock market, which came after that. And after that, gold, then it began its really strong run from the end of summer 2018 into, over the next 2 years into August 2020. Now let's look at what's happened in Bitcoin in the stock market since the COVID low in March 2020. I mean, tremendous upside moves in both. I mean, look at the stock market. That's just a spectacular move. And Bitcoin had a spectacular breakout at the end of last year. And I mean, it's made a sensational move to the upside. So that's kind of similar to 2017. Everything was going up. Bitcoin went parabolic. I don't know if Bitcoin went totally parabolic this time, but as I noted in the previous slide, Bitcoin is showing some signs of an interim peak, or it could be a significant peak. And if you just consider the speculation that's going on, I mean, in all these other worthless crypto coins. I mean, Mark Cuban is talking about this on the Ellen Show, or Dogecoin, whatever the hell it is. That is not a buy signal. That stuff is the opposite. That's a sell signal. I'm not saying crypto and Bitcoin are gonna completely collapse here, but I'm just saying there's a lot of resemblance to 2017 in the end and towards the end of 2017, and there's even more speculation this time in crypto. So maybe this time it's the altcoins that get destroyed, and Bitcoin corrects significantly but holds up better. But anyway, circling back to why this matters for gold, because we know that for gold to make that next upside launch, we have to see the stock market come under some pressure. Gold it's not going to move significantly higher without the stock market correcting. And a peak in Bitcoin this spring could be signaling a peak in speculation in the overall market. And so at some point, that is likely going to lead to a correction in the stock market, probably a significant one. And from there, gold would have its catalyst to move higher and also sustain it. Because it's rebounding now. It could probably get to 1850, around that area, but just based on what's happening now, it needs a lot more if it's going to sustain that move. And so keep an eye on Bitcoin and a potential peak here. That could eventually lead to correction in the stock market and gold launching higher. That's all for today in this video. Thank you so much for watching it, listening. Follow all my work at TheDailyGold.com. Subscribe to this channel. Check out TheDailyGold.com/premium. Thank you so much, and I look forward to doing another video in the days and weeks ahead.